I'm going to stop you because this is not a performance. This is more an exploration. And I want to say something to you both actually, but particularly to you, Sebastian. You look miserable when you're playing. Do you know that? You look really miserable. This is one of the most cheerful pieces of music ever written. And you look positively miserable. And your face is saying, this is really awful. If there was a film without any sound, they would think, oh my God, this must be an elegy or some tragedy of some kind. Are you aware of that you make these terribly unpleasant faces? Yeah. And so why do you do that?
I think it's just how I always played, especially in concert or a class or something like that. When it gets really intense, I just make that face a lot.
As if to say, I'm really having a miserable time. I wish you'd go home because this is really awful. Are you aware of the fact you're doing that? I mean, that it's that serious? And, you know, this is rather important because you need to think. I would suggest you think about, what am I doing when I'm performing? And, you know, each week, in the youth orchestra, and you of course you're in the youth orchestra, so you know this. Every week I give out an assignment for the week, and they're not assignments that people can accomplish. They're assignments that they can live into. And last week, the assignment came from an experience that many musicians have, which is that when they're playing, they get very upset and nervous and disappointed about the things that are not going well. Do you remember that? So somebody said to me, what do you do if you're playing a performance and a voice in your head says, you're no good, or you'll never make it, or you're really wasting people's time, or you haven't practiced enough, or you know that difficult passage which I keep on missing, it's coming right up, you're going to miss it again. That voice is going all the time. What happens if you're playing a concert and that voice starts talking? And so I came up with a solution. I said, you turn to that voice and you say, thank you for sharing, I'm busy. Right? And that was the assignment. But you didn't do the assignment. Because you think, oh, that's Mr. Zander's assignments. They don't apply to me. So the point about thank you for sharing is you'll never make that voice go away. It doesn't go away. You have to answer it. It will not go away, because if you push it away, it'll come back somewhere else. You have to address it. And the thing to do is to address it as if you know it's going to stay. Thank you for sharing. I heard you. I'm actually busy with something else. And the thing you have to have something to be busy with that is so gripping and so arresting and so totally galvanizing that the voice doesn't have a chance. You get that? And I don't believe you have that passion yet. You're a wonderful cellist. I mean fantastic pianist. You couldn't play this piece if you didn't have unbelievable fingers. But the piece is about sheer joy and exuberance, and nothing else. I mean, it's not like a great Beethoven work with huge depth. It's simple. I mean, you know that Mendelssohn had a very simple life. He was rich. His father was a banker, right? He was a successful Jewish banker. And when Mendelssohn wanted to create some musical event, they did it in his house, and his father hired all the musicians. He had a perfect life. Right? And he wrote this incredibly exuberant music. I mean, it's fantastic joy and sparkle and energy and excitement. So your job is to convey that to that audience. So if there's a voice saying to you, I've got to be struggling here with my cello or with the music or with my pianist or with whatever, you simply say to your voice, thank you for sharing, I'm busy. And what are you busy with? Let me tell you a story. Do you really get this? There's a beautiful quotation from Lao Tse, the Chinese philosopher. He said, because of deep love, we are courageous. Now, it's very profound, because he's saying that courage, what does courage come from? If you imagine a woman has a baby in a burning building, what does she do? She goes into that burning building. Does she hesitate? Does she think about it? Does she wonder whether she's good enough or whether she's up to the task? She goes into that building. What gets her into that building? Love, right? Not courage. Courage is provided by love. See? So for you, your job is to presence love in your life, in your playing, in your audience, in your relationships, in everything you do. You missed this guy. You see that guy there with the glasses? This is the most fun-loving musician you'll ever meet. I mean, he's just a bundle of love. And if you'd seen that happening here, you would have said, oh, wow, I can have fun playing music? That's amazing. I never thought of that. You know, and the whole discussion here and the whole communication and this little 4-year-old child and all of us going on in here. But you took yourself away, and I think the main thing for you is not take yourself away, but to really participate fully. So the assignment for this afternoon, because we have rehearsal this afternoon with the youth orchestra in a few minutes, and I'm going to give a new assignment. Is walk with spirit and love. That's what it is. That's going to be great for you, because you know this is a difficult time for us all. I mean, with the political situation, and you know, you watch television, you can't deal with the catastrophe occurring around us, and the only thing we can do is walk with spirit. We can walk with energy, with connection, with confidence, and then people around us will be affected. Do you understand that? Because if we cower and get sad, and so we really we have to take attention away from being overwhelmed. You know what overwhelmed mean? What does whelmed in overwhelm mean? Do you know what that is? What is a whelm? It's a wave. So what I want you to do is to create a new wave, which is more powerful than the wave you're being overwhelmed by. You get that? And that's what this music does. And I would suggest you play it even faster. Okay, so let's go. And let's overwhelm these people with joy and with love and with enthusiasm. And two, and Sebastian. I swear there isn't one person in this room now who's feeling gloomy. You know, we all have sorrows, we all have difficulties, we all have problems, but this will deal with it. And it's the only thing that will deal with it. I don't mean only music, but the way we're being, the way we walk, the way we look, the way we talk, the way we relate, that's all we have. And our strength and power and energy and joy will affect the people around us. Because otherwise, everybody's going to collapse, right? In despair, in sorrow, in misery. And it's up to us. And thank God we have music. Isn't that great? Now, you didn't look miserable once during that. Right? Yes, a little applause. And it makes such a difference to people. I mean, look, all the musicians that we love and respect, like Yo-Yo and Jacqueline Dupre and all those people, they were joyful people. and they express their joy. And that's one of the reasons we go to listen to them. And to go to a concert and see somebody being miserable, I'd stay at home, watch television. But this, what you did, and you know, when a composer says, what does he say? Allegro molto vivace. Does he say allegro molto vivace? Wow. Allegro assai vivace. That, for Mendelssohn, is an invitation to extreme speed. Because, you know, he had the most incredible technique of any pianist in Europe. Did you know that? He was the most incredibly facile pianist. He could play faster than anybody, and he loved to. And so that, woo, just tremendous speed. And it's great. How much more joyful can you be, right, than that? So you got it? So this is something for your life. I don't mean just when you go to the practice room, but just when you walk out of this room, walk with spirit and love, walk with energy, walk with communication. Can you do that? I mean, that's going to be so crucial. Start a new wave and make the wave so alive. So let me tell you a story. Thank you. You know, I used to have a class at the conservatory, at the New England Conservatory. And I used to give out an assignment every week, just like this. And this was many, many, many years ago. And there was a young woman, Amalia, momentarily I'm getting old, I've forgotten her name. It's a great violist, fantastic violist. And she was in that class. And she wrote me a letter about 8 years later, when she'd already gone back to Germany. She was playing in the Berlin Symphony Orchestra, a viola. And she wrote me the following story. She said, after 2 years in the orchestra, it was suggested that I should audition for the first viola position in that orchestra. But it was a difficult thing because auditions are difficult anyway. But there were two additional problems. There was no orchestra in Germany that had a woman leader. None. And there was another problem. Her teacher was going in for the audition as well. All right. So she had the normal fear of auditions. She had the fact that no woman had ever led an orchestra in Germany, and the fact that her teacher was trying out too. That would be enough to put anybody in a foul mood. You know, just that would give you enough to feel helpless, right? And then she remembered the assignment from class, walk with spirit and love. And she wrote me, I walked with spirit and love. I played with spirit and love. And now there's a German orchestra with a woman leading. That's called creating a new wave. It's called women viola power. Yeah, exactly. So if we musicians can get this message and really walk with spirit and to sweep people up in the energy and the joy and the excitement of living, and we have our music to help us. What a power, what a tool. No hanging heads, no hiding away upstairs. Be present, talk to people, and let them get from you what life has to offer. Do you get that? That's the assignment. Let them get from you what life has to offer. Then you'll be doing a huge service. Thank you both for coming. Really beautiful. Great, thank you so much. You know, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. One of the reasons we have the youth orchestra is to spread this message, because we go abroad. We went to South America this last year, went over 3 different countries in South America, and we played concerts for thousands and thousands of people. And we brought this message, and all the children in the orchestra live this way, and they speak this message. And people at the other side get it, and they're moved by it, and however poor they are, however disenfranchised or without means. I mean, the houses people live in, I mean, without windows, without water, it's just staggering. But when the music comes in, they full joy, full expression, full engagement is wonderful. And you understand that you are what the class is really about. I'm teaching these young musicians to realize that what's important is the audience. That their job, it's not enough just to play, they have to actually explain and teach the music and bring it to life so that people can enjoy it. Otherwise, it's a lost art. And I think you all got it today, all these amazing pieces. So thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming.